Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Bobby. We got Dave, we got Rob. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, Bobby. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good, Bobby. How about you?
Doing good. Tonight we have a very special guest, Jennifer Clemens-Zellner. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
We're
Good.
doing well.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
So this is episode 47 of the Area 51 Racing Podcast, and we are going to do our intro and then start talking to Jennifer.
Great.
Yeah, Area 51 Podcast. Jeremy Clements is going to win in Daytona. Can you guys believe this? Oh my God.
We hear from the young lady out of Lincoln, California, the 67 Kylie Glick. Here goes Kylie Glick.
In the business of my dream, I don't think that they're ready. Let's go. This is Cap Houston right here. Bobby, what you got for me?
All right, so episode 47, 3 more episodes till we hit number 50. And we were just talking about it. Episode 50 will be exactly 1 year and 4 days. Can you guys believe that?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
Right?
I was just gonna say that time flies when you're having fun.
So, Jennifer, we're going to start out tonight with asking you to tell us about yourself and what you do at Jeremy Clements Racing and also Clements Racing Engines.
Well, we're pretty much JCR is obviously small company, and there's only two of us that work in the office. I mainly handle all the travel coordinating to get to all the races, scheduling hotels, rental cars, all the things that go along with that. Flights, if we ever do fly commercial, handling that, doing payroll for JCR, billing, accounts payable, receivable, all the normal. For Clements, pretty much the same type of stuff. Tanya that works in the office, she also does all the same thing. We stay very, very busy in the office. So
So, growing up in a racing family, did you ever race?
oh no, I did not. I didn't really ever have that desire. But I always supported Jason and Jeremy. Spent lots of weekends at the go-kart track and then at the dirt track. Had a lot of fun at the tracks. Sold shirts for them. Just, even had friends go with me to hang out at the racetrack and things like that. So I always supported them, but I didn't do any racing.
So Jennifer, how does your family handle the pressure of owning and running your own business in Clements Racing Engines, and then also owning your own independent NASCAR Xfinity Series race team?
Right. So, I mean, it starts really at the top. It started with my grandfather, Crawford, and the dedication that has always been put into it. Now with my uncle Glenn and my dad Tony, I mean, the dedication they put into it, the hard work that they put into it, it's like no one else. And we have a great example of that. We've gone through many challenges, but accomplished a lot. So we're very proud of all the accomplishments that we have achieved.
Yep, I can remember walking into the shop for the first time, and your dad was sitting there at the dyno playing around, and then he said, "Oh, go see my daughter over in the." I think I got a hoodie and a t-shirt from you, and you were like, "Yeah, Jeremy and them's not around, but go see Dave, and Dave will take
Yeah.
you into the shop. He's pretty much the he takes care of
He'll do the
everything."
chores, yeah.
Right. He's
Yeah.
like, Matt, does jack of all trades, master of none. And,
Yeah.
I, went from like your headquarters, saw Tony over at his headquarters, and then poor Dave stuck in the tire room. And I'm like, wow, this is a family owned affair. So this,
Oh yeah.
because I had been used to going into the bigger shops, and you actually had a client there one day picking up a house engine. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Yeah, if you're here more than twice, you'll get to meet absolutely everybody."
Yep, for sure. It is definitely a family business, and most of our employees have been there. I mean, one of our employees has been there my whole life, and then everyone else, once they come, I mean, they stick around. We don't have any kind of turnover or anything. So
Yeah, I
that's a
wish
lot.
more people could see your race the engine side of
Mm-hmm.
things. You talk about it. To me, it looks all cluttered, but
Yeah,
those guys in there know exactly where every little piece is, and they
that's
just
for sure.
it's like walking into Santa's workshop.
Yeah. Yep. Sure is.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me that you have had your employees stay for so long, just based on the experience that I've had, and I know Dave and Bobby have had, being around Jeremy and your dad and the race team, and like all the partners that we've had on our podcast and we've met and talked with. Everybody has been like a family. They all say everybody's a family. Everybody's so humble, and where did that come from? Like Jeremy is such a humble guy. Your dad Tony is. You seem like a very. I mean, this is the first time I've met you. You seem like a very humble person as well.
Honestly, I feel like that it's just in our genes. I mean, we're because we're all like that. We're all the same. My uncle's like that. Jason. I mean, we're all the same pretty much. So I definitely think that it's just a Clements thing, and being around this sport for so long, you just kind of learn to, kind of sit back, keep your mouth shut, and watch and see what's going on, versus always having something to say.
Now,
Yeah, it's
Jennifer,
you can definitely tell like that people are drawn to your brother and the Jeremy Clements race team because of that. I mean, when you can see Jeremy's interaction with fans, he takes the time. He's so nice. He talks with them. He'll get down to the same level as a little kid and have a chat with them, take a picture. I mean, I've never seen him once, and I've been around him a few times on race days at Road America and then at Pocono, that where he has taken the time to do, talk with people, autographs, have a conversation with them. I've never seen him turn anybody down ever. And that you don't really see a lot in NASCAR. So that's another huge reason why a lot of people are fans of your brother Jeremy and the race team in general.
Right. Yes, for sure.
Now, with the last couple years, with the highs and the lows, how does JCR stay positive through all that?
Well, the last 2 seasons have been pretty tough, as anyone can see that follows the team. But with that, we have amazing sponsors that have stood behind us and supported us, and gotten us through all of the ups and downs. And they always have such a great attitude, and they're always willing to help in any way that they can. And it's not just like a sponsor relationship with them, it's a friendship. And we've kind of become family with some of them as well. The team really works hard, each week to just start, it's another opportunity to go back to the track and just start fresh. So that's really the type of attitude you have to have with anything, but especially in this type of sport. If you constantly have a negative attitude about it, then you're never gonna succeed at anything, especially racing.
Yeah, I've seen some of the even the smaller sponsors that play a huge role. And I'm gonna throw his name out there, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Always
Absolutely.
there, always going somewhere along with them. I believe it was Charlotte. I was there, and who was it? Mark said, "Damn it, we still got the." It was like just a regular carburetor on there, and he was like, grab the one that's supposed to be on the car." And there goes Jamie across the parking lot, and then right back, gets it thrown on there real quick. Speaking of that, do you guys still have the shop dog?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No.
Boo.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we had definitely voted the shop dog in.
Actually, we would still have him, but I can't remember. I think that someone ended up coming and claiming him.
What? That's good then.
Yeah. So he would still be around if someone had not come and picked him up. He ended up living a few streets down, I think. I can't remember, or maybe even across the interstate. But yeah, he was actually a very good dog.
Yeah. They were talking. I was talking to the hauler drivers, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna throw him in the hauler." And
Yeah.
yeah, it was like, but you could definitely tell that he was a family
He belonged to someone. Yeah.
Yeah, he was well taken care of.
Yeah. Yep.
Wasn't that the one that the car was on the dyno and it was showed up by the dyno or something, Dave, when you were at the shop this summer?
Yeah, they were tuning it for Charlotte, and the dog's just chilling, right outside the door by its food and water. They're out there washing the hauler, getting it ready. Dog's chilling, with me and Stacy. I'm petting it. Stacy's petting it. Then all of a sudden, Jeremy lights up the car and boom, gone. And they're like, yeah, he'll be back in about 10 minutes. He's probably over by the dumpster. I don't blame him. If I didn't know that noise was coming, I sure as hell would have went to the dumpster too.
For sure.
All right, Rob, you're up. Did he freeze? I think he did.
Okay.
All right, so I'm trying to read this because my screen went small. So, where were we? There he is. You back now?
I am back now. I have
Alright.
no idea what's going on. It just randomly boots me out on occasion during the podcast, so I apologize.
You're good, because when it froze on you, it made my my question's like really small, and I'm like, I was trying to make them bigger.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I said something, and to Dave, we're talking about the dog, and it froze, and then I'm like, oh great, here we go. So I'm trying to get it to work, but either way, I'm back.
all right, so you're up.
So Jennifer, how was it growing up with two brothers and Jeremy and Jason?
Mm-hmm.
And was there a lot of sibling rivalry between you three? And then to follow that up, any funny stories you would like to share that fans of Jeremy would like to hear? So like a little dirt on Jeremy.
Well, let's see. There wasn't any sibling rivalry. I mean, Jason is 7 years older than Jeremy, 5 years older than me. So, as far as Jeremy and Jason go, I mean, Jason, looked over Jeremy's racing. Jason raced a little bit too, so they were kind of in that together. No rivalry there or anything. They got along, and of course I got along with them as well. We Jeremy, he had many little nicknames growing up. Let's see, there was the Heartbreak Kid. I think that was on his first little driving suit. It was embroidered on there. And that was because he was big on wrestling, watched wrestling all the time. And we would get on the trampoline and he would love to wrestle Jason and me. And you pretty much had to let him win. Younger brother deal there. He always wanted to win. And I think that the Heartbreak Kid thing came from one of his favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Next time I see him, I'll have to put that intro music on. He'll get a blast out of that one.
Yeah. And then let's see, whenever he was little, this is kind of going backwards, but when he was little, he did not like to eat very well. So in order to get him to eat his baby food, I would have to eat a bite and then he would eat a bite. So it would go in my mouth and then go in his, a different, that's how we would get him to eat his baby food. So took one for the team there, to keep him fed. And then of course, he had the nickname or has the nickname Jug, and that's because he walked around with the milk jug on his head. And then I know that during go-kart days, we would always watch Days of Thunder on the way to the go-kart track in the little cube van that my grandfather built for us. Had a VCR in it, and we would watch that movie on the way to the dirt track. Or on the way to the go-kart track. So that's where he got his 51 from. And so that's, a few little tidbits about him.
Well, those are really good stuff that I didn't know that he got his nickname Jug from walking around with a milk jug on his head.
Yep.
I never knew that. I thought maybe it had something to do he like chewing tobacco or something, and
oh no.
And like had a spittoon jug or something like that or whatever. But that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only people I've heard to him refer to that outside the shop was the Rise guys. You know,
Yeah.
that's him all day, every day.
Yeah. He was pretty young with that, doing that. It was always funny.
So he sounds like he was sort of like a comedian a little bit. Like he
He
liked to
was.
be a jokester.
He was always into little mischievous things. I mean, he's still, he's still like a thrill seeker. And even back then, he was kind of a thrill seeker. So some things never change.
So, who is the heart of JCR that makes everything work?
I think you're talking to her.
Uh,
I was gonna say that, but I was
honest,
like, maybe.
no,
No, she
honestly, it's a team effort because I mean, when you have a very small team, 4 full-time guys, I mean, you need everybody to do their part or it's not going to happen. So it is truly a team effort. That there's just no doubt about it. So I would say the heart of the team is the team.
Now, I know that we were able to have the opportunity to be on associate sponsor of Jeremy's this year,
Mm-hmm.
and at Pocono. We still wish Dave could have made it, but it was so cool to be able to see the family that came around when we got to the track.
Yeah.
To be able to go out to the team dinner and to be able to hang out with everybody, it was just like we were part of the family right from the
Mm-hmm.
get-go. So I want to thank you personally because you kind of helped us through that.
Oh, anytime I'm always willing to do anything that I can do to help you guys. So we appreciate your support in doing this podcast and always representing 51 well. I know that we need all the support we can get, and you guys understand that. So we
Yeah,
appreciate it.
100%. That was one of the things for doing the podcast. Besides, like Cup, they get all the exposure and everything. So we wanted to do Xfinity and down and like the parts of the series that don't get covered, like Xfinity, Truck, ARCA, and then also like the partner sponsors, hauler drivers, pit crew, the people that behind the scenes that make everything work. And then obviously Rob from Whitetail Smokeless, we're the Area 51 at Road America. Bobby and I asked if we could use that for our podcast and that logo because it fit with, we wanted to do something to help Jeremy and his partners and team promote them and then also cover that other stuff like we just talked about. So we thought Area 51 fit perfectly. So so we do whatever we can to try to promote Jeremy, his partners, and whoever in the sport of racing in general. Just because we're huge diehard fans and we want to see the sport continue on and go on from there. That sort of segues into a question I have for you. So you have a nephew that is racing dirt, Luke Clements.
Yes.
And he's like tore up the track this year. Is it a bomber? Is that what his car is
Thunder
called?
Bomber. Yes,
Thunder
he races Thunder Bomber.
And so, is there any plans like for him to possibly take over Jeremy's seat in the future?
I mean, obviously anything is possible. But he really enjoys racing dirt. Right now, I think that he he has done excellent. He's had a great season. So I can't say one way or another about that, but I know that he probably would love an opportunity to go into the Lucas Oil series or the World of Outlaw series. If anybody out there wants to sponsor him to move into those, that would always be helpful and appreciated. We would love that for him, but like I said, I mean, you never know, anything's possible. So we would support him whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah,
I was just curious if there was like a plan for, in the future or whatever. Maybe Kennedy
Yeah.
will be the next
Hey,
next
maybe
driver.
so. Maybe
Who
so.
knows?
Yeah.
she's already got a cool little pink Corvette. I mean,
Yeah,
She
she got
does.
the Kevin Whitaker K2 or
Yeah.
Dale Senior throwback car. So the Caddy.
Yeah. Yeah. She'd be the cutest one out there, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the best dressed and the most stylish.
Absolutely.
I would guess that she would have more makeup stuff, sort of like her mom, than race stuff in the hauler though.
Yes. Yeah.
Dave,
She'd
did you
be
have a
good to go.
question?
What's that, bud?
I said, did you have a question? I know you were getting ready to say something.
No, sir.
Okay. So, do you get to go to any of Jeremy's races?
I don't too often. I mean, we've gone to some, my husband and I, but we don't get to go to too many. I mean, we stay pretty busy. My daughter plays volleyball, travel volleyball. So we go when we can, when time allows, but this year we did not get to go to any. Hopefully next year we'll get to go to a couple that are close. So I would love to go to, a Texas or Phoenix or something like that if it worked out for our schedule one day.
So tell us about, I know this isn't on the script, so bear with me a little bit on this, but how was it with Jeremy winning 2 races, Road America and then Daytona? Tell us about like the atmosphere when he got back.
Oh, everybody is like walking on cloud 9. I mean, honestly, it was fabulous. And we're so thankful for it. And whenever you're constantly working towards this goal and you finally achieve it, and we know that it's possible to achieve it. It's just things things happen that are out of control, with either wrecks happening or some fluke thing happening that no one ever hears of in the car one week, or just kind of crazy things like that. It makes winning these races just much sweeter because you work so hard for them. And I know that it means so much to these guys who have been with us for several years and pour, their sweat and tears and everything into it. I know it means so much to them as well.
Now, am I allowed to ask if there's anything new in the pipeline coming up for 2025?
I guess we'll have to just wait and see.
You had to have
All right.
known that was coming.
Yeah, I kind of knew it, but I had to ask.
Well, one of Jeremy's fans today actually asked on Twitter, or X, I guess it's called, that exact same thing. What last year, I think it was around this time, you announced that all the races were sold out or whatever with primary sponsorship. And one of the fans asked that, and I told him I tagged Steve Carnes in it and said, hey, you ask him and he'd know.
Mm-hmm.
And if he knows and is able to let you know, he'll tell you if he can. So
Yeah.
And I know none of us have heard anything from Steve, so or anybody else. So we're hoping and to have that information soon, because that was awesome last year. That's got to be a huge relief for a small team, knowing that everything's
absolutely
covered. I mean, that's a lot of work. And we're gonna try to again, be a small sponsor on Jeremy's car for one race. We haven't figured out what one we're gonna do yet. We want to make sure all three of us can be at the track this time, and experience it all together.
Yep.
And then
and we're also going to make a special appearance to Spartanburg, South Carolina this next year.
Yeah, that's one of our goals. We definitely want to come see the shop and then visit RJ Rockers and have some fun there with Mark Mullen, Mark Nelson, Ryan Delaney.
Hey, don't forget about
Ray
Dave.
Stevens.
We got to pick him up first.
Yeah, well, no, I know Dave. We obviously the three of us. I said so. Yeah, every time there's an event, I see the pictures, and it's like those guys look like they're having an awesome time there at RJ Rockers. So
yeah,
totally looking forward to being able to experience that sometime.
I'm just really blessed that I'm only 3 miles off of 85, and they're, you guys are only about a half hour, maybe 40 minutes up the road from me. But I definitely want to say I appreciate the hospitality every time you guys have had me over.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anytime.
So,
and we hope that you guys get to come next year.
That's the plan.
Yeah, it absolutely is definitely the plan. So, and the other thing is, if there's anything that we can do to help you guys out, we're glad to do that at any time also. Whatever it may be. So anything that needs to be shared. I mean, I know you said something about the social media stuff. We try to do whatever we can on our social media platforms to share information. Prime example is like the most popular driver for the Xfinity Series voting. We've been, sharing that, promoting that on our social media too. So, but
absolutely, and all that helps, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. We're bummed. We were bummed last year when he didn't win. We're like, how did he not win? So all the campaigning we did and all the voting all of us did. I'm like, Clements Nation isn't like ginormous like Junior Nation, but it's pretty big and they're pretty dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. We'll see. And in our hearts, he's our favorite. He's the favorite driver in the series. So
exactly.
Then,
you're right.
So we might be a little biased.
Yeah,
just a tad.
So
as you can tell by the background in all of our videos here.
What's your favorite track?
And
don't say Charlotte.
Oh no. I would say Darlington or Bristol. Yeah. I would say those two tracks.
And that was 2 of our bucket list tracks, Rob.
Yep. Darlington and Bristol, the Bristol night race, and then the Southern 500 has always been a bucket list races for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always love the throwback to the past racers and stuff, and
that's always fun.
yeah, and Ray Stevens, Mark Martin is one of my favorite drivers. I grew up watching him race at one of my local short tracks as a kid back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Mhm.
And when he did announce that throwback, I was like, no way. This is like a dream come true. And then we had Mark and Matt and his son on our podcast and did the announcement and reveal, and Ray was on and talked to it. Everything came together perfectly. It was awesome. So, but yeah, the throwback schemes that Jeremy has always ran have been unbelievable. And Michael Michelli. I think I always mispronounce his name, and I apologize.
Yeah.
But he is such a talented artist, and you give him an idea, and that man is unbelievable what he can do. And that's why, again, we're biased, but we always say Jeremy has the best cars on the track every week, hands down.
They're very creative, that's for sure. I mean,
Speaking
there's
of
a lot
that,
of work into those. So
Yes, yeah, I mean, I agree.
have you ever walked out in the shop and looked at one? Obviously you see the sketches and stuff like that, but when you walk out into the shop, go, wow, that's probably my favorite.
yeah, or when they're loading it up, like, dang, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm kind of biased. I really like the Gray Ghost. That was my favorite.
Yeah. I don't really know of a favorite, to be honest.
The
But
one
they
that came home with
always
all the
do.
champagne on it.
I'm sorry.
The one that came home with all the champagne on it.
Yeah.
The confetti
There
and
you go.
champagne, yeah,
There
that's
you
right.
go. Yeah. Yep.
So that was another thing I was going to ask. So when you get the trophies from the right, like is when the Wawa 250 or the Johnsonville 180, I think it was,
For
the trophies, are they in the race shop, or does Jeremy have them at home in his office?
Let's see. I'm not sure. I think that those, to be honest, I don't know if they're over in the race car shop or not. I know that several of the guys, for both of those, we got small trophies for the guys, for one of them, and then another one we got rings for them. But the big one, I don't know if it's in the race car shop or if Jeremy has it at home. I don't know.
I can tell you 2 or 3 months after he won, we went to Charlotte.
Yeah, the
And
Wawa was at the.
And it was sitting at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I know Rob from Whitetail Smokeless has a replica trophy. I held that at Road American in 2023, I think it was. He had it in the hauler. So, but yeah, and then yeah, that original trophy was at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I know. I don't know if it still is. I know it was for that year, the 75th anniversary year. I think it was. They had it there. So
I know you are a very, very busy lady. So the last question I have: what are your what are the social media platforms for Clements Racing Engines and Jeremy Clements Racing?
So Clements, there again, we do not have any social media at the moment. We're working on that. It's under construction, so we will have that up and running soon. JCR, we're on Twitter or X. I know that Facebook and Instagram, I know Jeremy's pretty active on those as well.
Don't forget TikTok.
Oh yeah, TikTok. I don't even do TikTok, so I forget about it. I don't know how I forget about it because that's what everybody does now. But so yeah, But yeah, TikTok also. So
I want to thank you for coming on tonight with us. We greatly appreciate it.
well, thank you guys for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Looking
Thank
forward
you
to
again. Yeah, we have as well.
looking forward to a special guest appearance in 4 episodes or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
episode 51.
episode 51. It's gonna be all about JCR.
Well, we look forward to it.
So we'll see.
JCR and all the race secrets.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Oh, thank you again, Jennifer.
All right. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great night.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Happy
Thanks.
holidays to you and your
Yes,
family.
you guys too. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
All right. So that was segment 1, brought to you by Alliance Drive Away Solutions. Our second segment is our podcast recap. So I came up with this idea. I wanted to kind of go through what we've done in the 47 episodes of the podcast. So, first of all, Rob and I and Dave have been working on trying to get Area 51 Racing Podcast on Spotify, and we are getting close. Rob and I have been patiently, angrily trying to get this stupid thing to work. We will get it. But
It's like 2 steps forward and then another step back, and then we'll
yeah.
go forward a step, and then it'll be like backwards and yeah. So we'll
we will
eventually get it.
So we're getting to the point where when that goes live, we may or may not leave it on Podbean also, but we'll see what happens once everything goes up and running. Dave, what are your thoughts on this being our 47th episode and the amount of guests we've had and the magnitude of people, that the big names to the small names?
Right. I think it's been crazy. Obviously it came up on our memories, just what was it, about a week or so ago. I know we're at 47. So this is, I believe, number 44 for me, personally. There was a small time when I was not part of the show, but we've been together ever since. But yeah, I'm really excited to expand what we're doing, try to get a little more traction, broaden our horizons a little bit, and just make everything happen. I'm super excited to be able to take some time off, and kind of relax, step away for a minute. Obviously we never get tired of hearing from each other. But yeah, hopefully we get the Twitter thing all fixed up and ready to go by at least next season. And then kind of see where it leads us from them. And then also, to all of the people that listen to us and the people that watch us on YouTube, if you have any questions, comments, or anything you can do to help us with the show, we would be more than happy. We'd be crazy not to listen to our fans as far as what you would like to see from us in the future. So, and if it's more of me, more of Rob, less of Bobby, more of Sonny, we can definitely get that done for you.
So my goal for next year, since these two talk more than a female, is actually it's one in general. Rob talks more than Dave and I combined, but
I don't know. It depends on the episode, because if I get on a rant, then I get rocking and rolling.
yeah, right. So
I tried to watch the episode from last week and I about died. I had half the time I black out. I'm like Ricky Bobby in the middle of a autograph session. I, if you didn't see that one last week,
It was a doozy.
yeah, it was a doozy. Watch at least the last 10 minutes of it. I damn near pissed myself. I don't know if I blacked out, what happened, but I had a butterfly going on at one time, a little singing.
Singing. Yep.
Right. I might have did a two-step. I'm not 100% sure, but
So my goal for next season is to talk more, since I really don't talk that much in these things. But I
which
do.
is weird because you're the most vocal out of here.
Right. So you guys just do enough talking. I don't have to. I just sit back and relax. But seriously though, so I've been talking to a few people. We're going to be doing some giveaways. They're not going to be bumpers. They're not going to be anything huge like we were doing. But we are going to do some pretty decent sized stuff, maybe some die cast, maybe just all sorts of things. Um, we're gonna get with Anna about doing some cups, some all sorts of stuff. So what we're thinking is doing like a bundle package, and we're gonna put it down for like a certain amount, and that's gonna be like the starting bid, and then kind of go from there. That's how Anna's brought it up. We've also talked about maybe just doing like the wheel of fortune thing like we did last time, which that was kind of fun. Um, we're gonna get that picture behind you, Dave, of the Area 51 with the cars. That center picture.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so that center picture in Dave's screen there, I'm gonna get some more of those printed up, and we're going to give those away. We're also going to uh, I've had people ask if we can sign them. I don't know if we haven't talked about that, because obviously it's kind of hard when. So we're gonna have to have Rob ship it to me. I have to ship it to Dave. It's just a lot on one piece. So I don't know how we're gonna do that unless we're all together one time and we sign a whole crap load of them and then go from there. But Rob, what's your thoughts so far on the episode or the episodes we've done and the people we've brought in?
I talk too much. Back to you, Bobby. No, actually, I think for being, like I've said before, being three guys that are amateurs that don't do this professionally have grown from episode 1 to where we're at now. And we're still obviously still amateurs, but our level of our quality of our podcast and level of what we do is growing. So it's always been professional. It's just I think the quality has gotten better. So and like the guests, like in the future, I know next year is going to be a really, really good year. It's going to be fun again, and looking forward to it. So, what's that?
I said star-studded.
Yeah.
We've got some big names coming in. I'm not gonna tell you guys who. I know that episode 50 is going to be the last episode we have. If everything goes right, the guest we have is going to be wicked. And then on top of that, we're also going to be making some huge announcements for the podcast moving forward. And I'm going to bring a special guest in that both Rob and Dave know who it is. Um, the person that's behind making the intros and the extra and all that. It's going to be pretty gnarly. We're pretty excited to make that announcement finally.
Yep. We're also going to have a live fight on YouTube. There's a guy that is right next door to me. He likes to start vacuuming his leaves at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I believe he's about Tyson's age, and I'm 41. So this might be a better fight than the one that was just on Netflix.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how old is he, Dave? Because maybe I can be the old guy at 54. I'm close to Mike Tyson's age. I mean, he's only 4 years older than me. So, I mean, I'd have to figure out what to do with my cane, though. I mean, I don't know,
Iron
but
Rod sharp.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, we've got some pretty wicked announcements coming up. I don't want to spoil anything. So obviously, segment 3 is brought to you by Jeremy Clements Racing. It's the off season time to refresh and get ready for the 2025 season. Rob, I took your spotlight because I'm gonna let you take over Kylie's race recap brought to you by Nordic Logistics.
There really isn't much for Kylie because her season's done. She won the track championship at All American Speedway for the junior late models division. I can't remember when their banquet is for the awards banquet.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think Kylie had said in one of the last episodes, or her mom Miranda let us know, but I can't remember offhand. I didn't write that down, but other than that, just getting ready for next year. Her plans are to race in the Cars West Tour. I know, Kevin Harvick and Keelan Harvick plan on racing in those races next year. I think I mentioned one of the last podcasts that I saw Kevin Harvick mention that Curtis Sutton, from the owner of Rackley War Racing, they're going to partner with him to use his pro late models, super late models to do the West Coast races. So, and then in conjunction, he's going to partner. Kevin's going to help him with their truck team. So, but other than that, if you want to buy any merchandise for Christmas gifts or anything to support Kylie, it is the actual website. I'll have to read it here. Is shop.kylieglick.com. And then you can go on there, get hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stickers, yoga pants, purses, can koozies, you name it, it's on there. So
I think I got a set of yoga pants and a flag coming, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
that's awesome.
Yep.
So and remember guys, go to jeremyclements51.com and go to shop if you guys want any merchandise from him. I meant to say that earlier. And make sure you hop on there and go through Jeremy's website every once in a while. You never know what you'll come across.
Well, I know Ray Stevens mentioned after the Miami Homestead race, there were so many people that were interested in the t-shirts, crew shirts, because they were, amazing design and everything. And he said to watch Jeremy's site or the Racing Warehouse site.
And I can tell you right now, there's one place that I actually got a message a couple weeks ago or last week. It was from Trackside Apparel.
Okay.
For Driven, and they said keep an eye on the crew shirts coming up. So I'm assuming they're gonna be making a mass production of them, and we're gonna go out and go crazy.
So it's going to be Scotty Banks and
Yep, and Nick
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah.
So well,
okay.
I would like to thank all of our fans out there. So Dave's got Nigeria
Mm-hmm.
on lockdown.
I'm on lockdown, baby. Yeah, my heart.
And then Rob, now has a fresh new follower since he came to town. she He's got his own personal fan that really likes him, so he's got somebody in my hometown that follows him, so we're gonna let him have her.
Hey, whatever it takes to make this podcast go forward, Bobby and Dave, you know, I'm willing to do it. And if I have to have need a fan to do that, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit me up at, Dave Henderson. I'm here in Gastonia, North Carolina. Hit me up on Facebook. I'll be more than happy.
No, Rob knows I'm messing with him. She was a hoot. She follows our podcast and online, and I know she's listening right now, but I told her about it. I was like, "Yeah, this is Rob from the podcast," and she goes, "Oh, I know who he is." So we almost died.
No, I it was at Bobby's dad's celebration of life. It was a family friend, Bobby.
Yeah, family friend.
Family friend Nancy. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I met her at his dad's celebration of life. So
And her response was that Rob's her biggest fan. So we're just gonna leave it at that. And
hey,
Dave, if you have any questions, we'll fill you in later.
it is what it is. That it's this beard, and I gotta say, golly, I think it's got to be that. So, and I don't know if you guys noticed, I did trim it shorter, so it's not as long. It's a lot shorter. It's even shorter than it was before. So
I tried to give him $50 to shave it off and just leave the stash, and he wouldn't do it.
I give you 75 to keep growing it out.
my wife will probably give me 100 to shave it off, and so I don't know. No, I actually I like it. I was a cop. I had to shave every day. I couldn't have facial hair at all. I had to wear either a uniform or a suit and tie pretty much year round for 20 some years. And it just got old. And finally, right before the Pocono race, I don't know, we were joking around about something about Bobby and I, or about facial hairs, goatee or something. And I'm like, oh, I'm all right. Challenge accepted. I'm just going to grow out a beard. And then I just went a little bit too far with it. And I cut it, what was it, like probably 6 weeks ago or so? I don't know. After my in-laws saw me and they asked me, what are you cutting that beard? I was like, yeah, I probably should cut it. It was a lot longer than I thought it was. So but
I know tonight we had Jennifer on, Rob, Dave. Tonight's gonna be a short episode for us. I really didn't think about getting a second guest.
Right.
I mean, if you want, I can talk a little longer, Bobby. I mean,
I'm more
I
than
can always
happy
come
to.
up with something to talk about, apparently. So
I'm more than happy to go to the freezer, grab me a booze pop, and
Yep, that's
then
what
I
I was
watch some
thinking.
TV.
or we could do
grab me a
story
booze
time with
pop and let me
Dave.
watch. Watch those Cleveland Cavaliers keep rolling.
Karaoke time with Dave.
No. I'm like a bird.
Oh, don't start that. Remember, guys, go to stickygears.com and purchase one of our podcast t-shirts. They're only $15, and a portion of that money goes directly to Jeremy Clements Racing. Also, please check out Anna Moore Designs for the podcast merch, the journals, the stickers, the tumblers, coffee cups, whatever you guys can think of, she does. We're also selling these little miniature stickers, Area 51 Racing Podcast stickers. The big ones that Anna has are $8. The little ones are $4. Between Rob, myself, and I, we've got about 75 of these bad boys left.
There's
The
the big one.
Yep, you're the only one that has. I don't know. I don't have any. I
This is the only
mine.
one I have.
Mine went flying off the shelves. I think I shipped about 75 of those dang things.
Yeah.
Um, Gale Beard is Beard Products is a partner of Area 51 Racing Podcast. Make sure you guys go to galebeard.com to place an order. And then when you go to checkout, type in that code Area 51. I've used it probably 6 or 7 times to get 15% off and free shipping. Remember, guys, make them say it. Golly.
Golly.
And golly, I've got a whole
Golly.
like Rob just said, golly, I've got a whole bunch of that stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You-
I don't know how you ordered that many just on 6 to 7 orders.
Because I
But
stack.
Bobby uses it like hair gel. I'm not. It's. I mean.
Okay, so he goes, "Hey, you have any of that beard oil?" I'm like, "Yeah." No, I said no because I didn't want to share first of all, and second of all, I actually did. And I go, "Hey, here, this is how much I have," and he goes, "Holy shit!" And I go,
Well, I knew he had a bunch of it.
okay, so he's telling me how he's doing this, and he's like, yeah, I just kind of rub it in my beard like this, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Put the oil in your hand. You got to scrub it in your face, and then you get the beard butter, and then you rub it in and smooth it out and make it look all nice and neat. So he's sitting there, and I put it in my hand, and I'm going like this, and I did this, and he looked at me, and he goes, "What are you doing now?" And I went like this, and my hair was wet, and I actually like floofed it up, like I went like this, and he looked at me and he goes, "What the hell?" I said, "Dude, it helps my hair grow." I don't freaking know, it works. Even my dress, even my barber goes, "Dude, your hair's growing faster." I said, "Well, maybe I came up with something. Maybe it's the Gala hair growth."
I don't know if you can see this, but I'm pretty much almost bald. I mean, my hair is really short. So, maybe
You
I need
better
to try,
put like 10 squirts of that stuff on there.
maybe I need to just like order a 10-year supply like you have at your house.
Yeah,
And
I have enough. But make sure that you guys go check out Gale. Also check out the Racing Warehouse and Armadillo Apparel for the Jeremy Clements hats, shirts, sweatshirts. Dave, are they still doing that promo?
No, unfortunately, last Friday was the last day. Congratulations to Jessica. I think she picked up, the last
pieces.
major quantity of noses. I think I really struck a chord in her heart, to get all that stuff to her house.
she got a nose, and it was at the Portland car. No,
She got
what
the
car was
she
it?
got the Pocono front end, she got the Texas
Pocono.
rear end, and she got the what?
The Pocono front end didn't exist. It was just the top.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Right. But no, she got a full nose, so I think it was the Pocono
I think it
nose.
was the Portland car, and
Yeah.
then
And then tail.
the Texas car with the bear bond on it, and I don't know if there was anything else, but yeah, it was. Lee had one of their slinging metal T-shirts. Also, he was wearing in a photo. So
Yeah, I wore mine today, and somebody goes, "What the heck's the Racing Warehouse?" I go, "This is where I get all my sheet metal for Jeremy and other drivers." And they're like, "Oh, I gotta check that out." Next thing you know, they're ordering sheet metal. I'm like, "Oh shit, I think I caused a problem."
this is
Yeah.
this is where my paycheck goes.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Just sign it right over.
make sure you guys check out Armadillo Apparel for the Jeremy Clements hats. I know they've made quite a few nice hats. We're Area 51 Racing Podcast is going to be coming up with some hats. This is going Rob, Dave, and I are going to have our own hats. Okay. Nobody else is gonna be able to order those ones, but I've been getting bombarded with, are you guys gonna get hats? Are you guys gonna get hats? So Dave, Rob, and I will come up with some stuff. We will get with Eric from Armadillo and see if maybe he can do something where you guys, it's on their site, you guys can order it, and then we can go from there. Um, or maybe we'll go sticky gears. I'm not sure. We'll figure something out.
Or we'll
But
just get some white hats and I'll put the number 51 on them.
I've had a lot of people ask about doing a patch like that says Area 51 Racing Podcast. I don't know if how that would come out. That
Yeah, I
would
don't know.
be
You would have to find somebody like on Etsy maybe that would make patches, or
yeah.
some type of a company that makes the patches, and then they would have to sew that on the hat then.
Yeah.
So
So, with that being said, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who make the podcast possible: Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Impel Union, Alliance Driveway Solutions, First Pacific Funding, Elite Towing and Recovery, Whitetail Smokeless, Fly Inform Concrete Structures, Runner's Roost, Matman Designs, Action RV, Booze Pops, Nordic Logistics, Wings Etc., Anna Amora Designs, Gale, Sherfit Companies, High Speed Auto, Enigma Tattoo, Kylie Glick Racing, Jeremy Clements and Jeremy Clements Racing, and all the fans out there. Thank you guys for being absolutely bomb. 47 episodes. I still cannot believe that it's been 47 episodes deep in less than a year. December 5th will be 1 year, and we will be on episode 49 getting ready to do 50. So Dave, thank you for joining us on this wicked adventure. Rob, thank you for jumping in and kind of brainstorming with me about starting this. I mean, who would have thought?
and we also should thank Justin Sharpie and
Yep,
Scott
Scott.
Goswey too,
Yep.
that were started out with us at the beginning too, but unfortunately I had to step away because of work and other commitments. So so we thank those guys as well, because they were there with us too along the way.
Absolutely.
So
And I'm working on sort of a collage of all of our episodes. Our first episode with being Mark, and Ryan. That was really neat to have. Three guys jump on with us, and we're sitting here like we don't know what the heck we're doing, but we're gonna give it a go. So
yeah, I think that was the one. They had their laptop sitting on top of a table on top of a garbage can,
yeah,
and then
and
Justin was Sharpie was in an apartment above a bar with his camera taped to a vacuum cleaner, and then next like attached to a chair or something, and it was just
yeah, and I wasn't even home, so I wasn't even in this. I took a picture of my wall.
yep.
And I was in Adrian's parents' basement because they were on vacation and I wasn't coming all the way out here just for the episode. So I made it look like I was in my room. So if you watch episode 1, you'll see all the imperfections we had, but it was so great. It was awesome. I'm just glad to have the memories with Dave and Rob, and can't wait to make more memories and be at the track this upcoming year. And who knows? Maybe you'll see Area 51 on the car more than once. Never know. So, with that being said, y'all have a good night, and I'm going to do the booze pop exit, and then we will talk to you guys next week.
All right, Hunter, get ready to dance to the Boost Pop jingle.
He likes the booze pop jingle?
Loves the Boost Pop jingle.
All right. Wait till you see what episode 50 comes. It's the intro or the exit song is going to be even better.
Nice.
It's a veteran known to dog ice cream truck. Booze pop, baby, it's booze pop, baby. let's go. We're gonna rock out with our pops out, baby. It's the only pop that keeps you warm. You can rock out to go to boozepop.com.
All right. Well, with that being said, episode 47 is in the books, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 48. Y'all have a good night.
All right, night, everybody.
Peace. Have a great night.